Yes. So yesterday we started with our type conversion, but unfortunately we couldn't continue. So let us go from there. So the previous session we covered what is type conversion and how to make use of it. What is an implicit type conversion? What is an explicit type conversion and all. But now the question is, what if I want to do a type conversion between an object and an primitive data type? For example, strings. So we know that in Java, string is considered as a class. So when you create something like this, I'm saying string yes1 is equal to giving some value. So this yes1, we don't, technically it is not a variable. It is supposed to be an object. So whatever you create for a class is we call it as an object. So this yes1 is an object for us. Right. So now I have this. I'm creating a value, say instead of psi, let me give it as 10. So here I'm giving this number. So even though it is a number, this is enclosed within double quotations. So whenever you enclose any data inside double quotation, we always considered it as a string. So now this, and let us say I have one more. So I'm saying string s2 is equal to, give the value as 20. So now when I say system.out.println s1 plus s2, so we know what is going to happen in this scenario. Whenever you use a plus operator on string values, it is going to do the work of concatenation, or rather what we call as joining. So the output of this program, it is going to give me as 1020 and not 30. So now how to get an arithmetic addition out of this string values? For that, I need to convert this into an integer, because then only I will be able to perform the arithmetic operation on it. So for me to convert it into an integer, I would like to go for typecasting. So here, direct typecasting is not possible. I cannot say int, let us say n1 is equal to s1. I give like this, it is going to end up throwing errors. So it is going to say it is an incompatible data type. So both are not compatible with each other. Like that, it's going to throw as an error. So let me show you that also. So there you go. I am taking this out. So created both my string values. So now I'm saying s1 plus s2. So if I run this program, so as we just said, see what is the output we are going to get. So it is going to do the concatenation. So as I said, if I want to perform an arithmetic addition, so I'm saying n1 is equal to s1. Let us try this first. Obviously, it is going to throw us an error here. So what it is going to say, it is an incompatible data type. Much better option rather than relying on online compiler. So run it out. See what happens. So what is the error it says here? That is more important. So it is not going to work at all for us. So here itself, I'm going to be getting a compilation error which says incompatible. So let us try explicit type conversion, where we know what is the syntax. So whatever is our target data type, we are going to put that within parentheses and we'll try to run this. But again, you see, it is only throwing a compilation error here also. Still, it says it is an incompatible data type. So the reason behind this is string is an object, an integer or int rather is my normal primitive data type. So conversion between them cannot be done using the explicit like this. So I will be taking the help of some predefined functions for that matter. So what is the predefined function I have to be making use of here? So this, as I said, is an error. Even when you do the explicit typecasting also, it will not work. So the option is make use of a predefined function. The name of the function is parse int. So the function is called as parse int. So this function is present inside a class. So this function belongs to a class. That name of that class is integer. So here the class name is integer. I in capital letter. It is a predefined class. We call this class as a wrapper class. So we will be discussing in detail about this class later in our sessions. For now, just get to know that integer is a predefined class for us. Inside this class, you have a method or what we call as a function. What is that function? It is called as parse int. So this function takes one parameter. That is, you can pass one value to this function. That is going to be a string value. So that value is a string value. So what is this function going to do? It is going to convert. So convert the passed string value into an integer. This is how I am going to make use of this function. So the syntax of using this function, how to call this function is class name dot my function name. So class name dot function name is the syntax you are going to be using to make use of this function. So let us try to apply this function in our program. So here coming back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say integer dot. So you see here there are so many functions that is present inside this class. So here we are going to make use of this parse int function. See the parameter, see the value it takes. It takes one string value. So here I'm going to say convert yes1. So convert the value of yes1, that is my string, into an integer and store it in n. Like this, let us do it for the other string value also. So I'm going to take the variable as n2. So integer dot parse int of yes2. So then let us try to add the numbers. Now we'll try to do the same thing. So here I'm going to say n1 plus n2. Now when I execute this program, look at the difference in the output here. Sorry. n2. Yes. See what is the difference in the output? Here it is doing the concatenation, but here a proper arithmetic addition operation is done for us. So that is the benefit of this function. So when will you go for this function? I have a string value and this string value needs to be converted into an integer. So then the function we are going to be using is parse int. Right. So same way, what about the vice versa? The other way around. That is, I have an integer value which needs to be converted into a string. So if that so be the case, how to work on it? Okay, for that also, I am going to be making use of some predefined functions. Right, so other way around in the sense, I have some values like this. Let us say int n1 is equal to 100. Okay, then I'm having int n2 is equal to say 20. These are my numbers. Now, what I want to do is I want to convert this into a string. So integer to a string. Again, remember, integer is our primitive data type. String is our object. So direct conversion or using the normal explicit typecasting is not sufficient. So again, we have to make use of some predefined functions. So what are the options we are having? So we have two different scenarios here. We can make use of two different functions here. So what is that we are going to be doing? So the first one, yes, the first function I would like to tell you is about a function called as toString. So the name of the function is called as toString. And this function again is present inside the integer class. So look at this program, what I have done here. Using the scanner class, I'm asking the user to enter three numbers, three integer numbers. See how I'm taking it. N1, N2, N3. All are integer variables and I'm making use of the next int. So I'm using the next int function and I'm reading the integer values, storing in the appropriate variables. Done. Then what is that I'm doing? How to do the conversion? As I said, I have multiple ways to do it. So the first method, what I'm going to make use of is toString. Again, present inside the integer class. So how I have to call? So string str1. That is inside this only, I am going to store the converted string value. So how to do it? Integer dot toString of what is the value I want to convert? I want to convert the n1. So whatever is the value given inside n1, I want to convert that into a string and store it within this variable. So now, see, toString function takes one integer as its parameter. So it is used to convert. So it returns a string object representing the specified integer. This is the explanation of this function. As I said, it is a predefined function and this is the documentation. So every predefined function has a documentation along with it. So the documentation gives us an information about what the function is going to be used for. Right, so this is the work of this particular function. So like that, I am converting all the three values. So I'm converting the value of n1, n2, and n3. And then I'm going to perform an addition operation. And as we know, addition operation is going to give us the concatenation because addition is going to be done on my string value. So obviously it is going to do the concatenation. Right, so let me take this out for now and run only this function. Right, so let us execute this program. See, asking for the number. I have given the number. Now see what happens. After converting the number into a string, when I apply the plus operator, see what it does. 567. So it is just going to do the work of concatenation for me. Right, now, as I said, this is just one of the function. I have one more function also to do the same task. So what is that function? So that function, okay, that function is called as value of. So another function to convert your string, I mean integer to a string, is a function called value of. Now what is the difference between these two? Value of function is present inside a predefined class called as string. ToString function belongs to the integer class. So like integer, I have a predefined class called as string. You remember this is the class we use to create all our string objects. Right. So inside this class, value of function. So make use of that. So I'm saying string dot value of which one to convert? N1. So convert this, store it inside this object. So like that, you can convert all the variables and then we can do whatever operation you want to do. So this is the second method. So toString method, value of method. Now, other than this, I have one more important thing. What is that is again some predefined functions. These functions are called as two binary string, two octal string, and two hex string. As you see, all these three function is present inside the integer class. So if you want to make use of it, how to do it? Integer, which is the class name, dot the function name. Now, what is this function going to be doing? Please remember, according to our number system, okay, a number, a value that you're going to give, it can be represented in different formats. So what are the formats that numbers can be represented? Remember our school days, what we learned? Decimal, You have the octal number system, you have the hexadecimal, binary, binary and hexadecimal. So these are the various number systems we use to represent the value. By default, we always use decimal. That is, when I'm going to give some values here, I'm saying int n1 is equal to. So whatever I'm going to give, it is going to be by default of the decimal type. So now, what if I want to convert this decimal value? That is, I've already given a decimal value. I want to convert that decimal value into an octal number, that decimal number into a binary number, or a decimal number into a hexadecimal number. So to do such kind of operations, I have predefined functions that are available for us. And these are the predefined functions. As you can see, like the name suggests, two binary string, two octal string. So whenever you want to convert a value into a binary, then you can use this function. If you want to convert a number into an octal, use this one. Same way, you want to convert a number into an hexadecimal value, then I'm going to be using this. Now, let us see how to go about this. I'm just going to copy these functions. There you go. So now what I have done, I have created an integer where I'm giving the value as 100. So I'm giving a decimal value here. So now how to convert this into a binary, into an octal and into a hexadecimal. So now let us run this program. See what it says. 100 in binary, this is the value. 100 in octal, this is the value. 100 in hexadecimal, this is the value. So everything is automatically converted for me. Again, confirm that whatever is done is correct or wrong. So I will be going for the conversion. So let us just say decimal to binary. Online converters are available. You can cross check. So I'm converting 100. So say convert. See what is the number you're getting? 1100 100. What was our output? The same. Same way. 100, I'm going to convert it into an octal number. So same 100 to octal. What is the value I'm getting? 144. And same way, convert it to hexadecimal. Same 100, convert to hexadecimal. See what is that you're getting? 64. That is what our output is also. Okay, so if you want to know how the conversion happens, yes, see here, they are given the clear detail also. So you, for general understanding, you can make use of this. I'm sharing this to you. So if you require, you can just go through that. They will tell you how the conversion is happening also. It's always better to get to know that, because for decimal to something only, I have predefined functions. Other type of conversions, you have to do it manually. That is manually in the sense you have to do the coding for it. So it's always better to get to know how the conversion happens. So kindly go through that. Give any one number, convert it down. Below you will find the explanation how it is going to be done. So get to know that. So this is about our string and integer typecasting. So as I said, both of this is very, very important in our coding questions. Right, done. So the next topic, what we are going to be discussing about is our operators. So in Java, we have so many different kinds of operators that are present. So we are going to be discussing about these operators in today's session. So as I said, a session we have now and we have another session in the evening class also. So now, what are the different types of operators I have? So how many types are there? What are they? That is what we will be covering first. So let us start with it. Right. So the first operator what we have is called as assignment operator. Okay, the first operator is our assignment operator. What is this assignment operator? Assignment operator is nothing but our equals to, which again we have been using from our day one of the class. Equal to. So what is this equal to? It is used to assign a value. So assign a value to a variable. So the purpose of this operator is it is used to assign a value to the variable. So what are the different ways in which you can use it? Say for example, I am saying int a is equal to some value. So what is going to happen here? Whatever the value I am giving on the right hand side is going to get assigned to the variable which is present on the left hand side. So this is the basic of how my assignment operator works. So I can also use it like this. So I can say whatever is the value of A, I am giving it to B also. When I give like this, what is the meaning of it? Remember, A should always be there. Without creating A, you cannot say B is equal to A. Again, it is going to throw you an error. Remember, it's a statically typed language. So everything, every variable has to be declared, has to have be used before assigning it or before making use of it. So here also the same rule is applicable. So first create the variable A and then I can do it like this. So it's not always that you have to give only values. You can assign one variable's value to another variable also. The third part is I can give like this also. So this is an expression. So what we are going to do, we are going to calculate this expression and whatever is the result of this expression, we are going to be assigning that to this variable C. So this is another way of making use of my assignment operators. So direct values, you can assign a variable, you can assign an expression. So like this, it is used for multiple purposes. So many different ways you can use this, but it is the most simplest of our operators. Nothing special about it, just used for the assignment purpose. Right, the second operator what we have is our arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators, as the name suggests and as we all know, it is used for the mathematical calculations. So again, a set of operators that we have been studying from our school days. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and one thing called as a percentage. This percentage, we call it as the modulo operator. We call this operator is called as a modulo operator, and this is of course my division operator. So other things here, yeah, we already know that, right? So this is my multiplication, my subtraction, and this is the addition. So the main thing that we have to know in this is my division and the modulo operator. So what is the difference between these two? So division operator, please remember, division operator always returns the quotient value. When I'm going to perform a division, I am going to be getting some quotient. I'm going to be getting some reminder. So the division operator, which is a slash, always going to result in a quotient value. Example, I am saying 10 divided by 3. So it is going to give me the result as 3 because it goes 3 times. So it is going to give me the result as 3. When I am saying again 10 divided by 2, it is going to give me the result as 5. So it is always going to give me the quotient value. That is what my division operator is going to be doing. Then, of course, I have the modulo operator. I have the modulo operator, which is always going to give me the remainder value. So division operator gives me the quotient. The modulo operator gives me the remainder. Now, reminder, apply the same thing here. So I'm saying 10 mod 3, 10 mod 2. So when I say 10 modulo 3, again, it is going to do the division. Okay, it is not going to do something else. It is also going to do the division. But after doing the division, it is going to get a reminder. It will give me that reminder. It will not give me the quotient. It will give me only the reminder. So now 10 divide 10 modulo 2, it's 5. 5 times it goes. So it's a clean division. There is no reminder. So it is going to be 0. So if the reminder is present, it will tell you what is the reminder. If the remainder is not available, it is going to return the value as 0. So that is the difference between the division operator and the modulo operator. Right. Now, next important point what you should be knowing about my arithmetic operators is in Java. Okay, in Java, my arithmetic operators can be applied on integers, integer category. So integer category is what? Byte, short, int, long. Those four are my integer categories. So I can make use of my arithmetic operators on integers. Yes, possible. I can apply it on real numbers also. That is, I can apply the operator on float, on double also. All my arithmetic operators can also be applied on floating point and double. It can also be applied on the char data type. Remember what we discussed about the char data type? So char data type is internally treated as an integer by my compiler because of its ASCII number representation. Hence, you can apply all of my arithmetic operators on the char data type also. So that is also going to work for me. Right. So then, what are the don'ts? These are okay. Where it will not work. So all these areas, it will work. But if you try to apply the arithmetic operators on strings plus alone works because it does the concatenation. But you cannot use any other data type. Okay, on Boolean. You have a Boolean, true or false value. Remember, I said we do not have any number representation. True and false is represented by the word. We call them as literals. So there is no zeros and ones and all. So you cannot apply the arithmetic operator on Boolean data type also. So on these two, it will not work. On these two, it is not going to be working. So this is the brief description about our arithmetic operators. So totally you have 5 operators. And the important thing in this is to know the difference between a division and the modulo, how it is going to work, and arithmetic operators can be applied where, in which situations. Right. The third kind of operators what we have. The third kind is arithmetic assignment operators. Sorry. Arithmetic assignment operators. Now, as the name suggests, it's a combination of the above two what we have just seen. That is, you will have all our arithmetic operators followed by the assignment operator. Remember, don't give any gap in between. It has to come continuously. So plus equal to, minus equal to, modulo equal to, division equal to, multiplication equal to. So like this is what my arithmetic assignment operators are given. These operators are also called as shorthand operators. So another name, alternate name for these operators is we also call them as the shorthand operators. Now, what is the use of these operators? So as I said, assignment operator is used to assign the values. Arithmetic operators is used to do some mathematical calculation. So this is a combination of both. So it is used to perform a mathematical operation and assign the result. And assign the result to the variable. Both being done at the same step. With the same step, we are going to be doing both. For example, for example, let us say I have a variable like this. Okay, I have created a variable like this. Now, what is the task is I want to increment the A's value. So the current A value is 50. I want to increment this value as, let us say, 80. Okay, I want to increment this value as 80. So how to go about that? So for doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a code like this. So I am saying A is equal to A plus 30. So what is the meaning of it? A is equal to A plus 30. So whatever is the current value of A, that will be coming current value plus 30 added. So a new value is generated. That new value is going to get assigned to my A variable. So that is the meaning of this sentence. So what it says, A is equal to A plus 30. So what does it mean by this? What your meaning is, you're going to assign a new value for A, which is current value plus whatever you are asking to increment. So the value of A is now going to be 80. So this is how it is going to be changed. Now, what is this arithmetic assignment operator do is, instead of writing it like this, instead of repeating the variable name again, you are going to use a shorthand method. So how you are going to write it? A, you're going to do an plus operation. So plus is equal to 30. That's it. So instead of repeating like this, I am going to write A plus is equal to 30. So when I see this, when my compiler sees this, what it is going to do? It is going to do this only. So this is writing it in a shorthand. When I expand this, or rather when my compiler expands this, what is the meaning of it? This is the meaning of it. So it is going to do the same task for me. Right. So this is how my arithmetic assignment operators are going to be working. Right. So say, let us say another example. Let me say int x is equal to 10. So I'm saying x into equals to 5. So now, what is the meaning of it when I expand it? It means x is equal to x into 5. So whatever is the current value of x, multiply it by 5, and that new result, what you're going to be getting, the new result is going to get stored inside the same variable. So that is what we are going to be doing with this arithmetic assignment operators. Right. So this is the third set of operators that we will be getting to know. Now, moving on to the next one. Okay, so the next set of operators. So here what is going to happen is, so x is equal to 10 into 5, which is the new x value going to be 50. So it is going to end up storing the value like this. Right. Now, the next operator, what we are going to be looking into is our relational operators. So, relational operators. Now, what is this relational operators? As you can see, for each and every operator, I am telling you the usage of it, like why we are going to make use of it. So here, my relational operator is also known as comparison operators. Now, as the name suggests, comparison. When I want to compare two values, I have different variables. I want to compare the values of those variables, whether they are same, whether they are not same, which is greater, which is lesser. So I want to do such type of comparisons. Then I will go for the relational operators. So what are the relational operators I have? The operators that I'm going to be using is greater than. This is my greater than operator. Then I have the lesser than. Then greater than, equal to. So the value can either be greater or same as this. Greater than or equal to. Same way you have lesser than or equal to. So the value what you're comparing can either be lesser than this value or it should be equal to that value. Then the next operator is equal to, double equal to. So this is an equality operator or equals to. That means it will check whether both the values are same or not. So if both the values are same or not is checked by this operator. Then of course, not equal to, not equal. So these are all the comparison operators that I'm going to be making use of. Now, the most important thing you should be knowing with regards to my relational operators or my comparison operator is that result of an operation is always a Boolean value. That is, whenever I'm going to make use of my relational operators, it is always going to return back or it is always going to give me a Boolean value in return. Now, what is this Boolean value? You already know. Boolean value can take only two things, either true or false. We cannot have anything else possibly stored inside this. So the result of any of your comparison operator can either be true or false. That is the meaning of it. So now, for example, let us take two variables here. These are my two values. Let me take one more also. There you. So totally I have taken three variables here. Now when I do the comparison, so I am saying is A equal to B? Is A equal to C? So what is the result going to be like? So A equal to B. What is the value of A? 25. Which is same as what is the value of B? 75. So it will check whether these both are same or not. Obviously it is not same. So it is going to give the result as false. So same thing when I check here. When I'm going to say A equal to C, again A value being compared with value C. C value is what again? 25. So when I do this comparison, now both the values are same. So it is going to say as true. Now when I say A not equal to B, I'm saying A not equal to B. Now what do you mean by this? So what is the A value? 25. So which is not equal to B value is what? 75. So this is again true. Because I'm saying it is not equal. Yes, it both are not equal. So obviously it is going to give the result as true. So now when I say A greater than B. So here it is going to say the result as false. Because A value is what? 25. So 25 greater than 75. So which is no, hence it is going to give me the result as false. So same thing. See what happens when I say here A greater than or equal to C. So what is the possible thing? Either the value of C and A. It can be A value can either be greater or it can be same. So when I run this, so 25 greater than or equal to 25. So it is going to say true. The reason it is not greater, but it is equal. Hence, it is going to say true. So like this only, my comparison operators are going to be working. So basically, they are used to compare two or more values together. So if the condition is satisfied, it is going to give us the result as true. And if the condition is not satisfied, it is going to produce the result as false. So this is how my relational or my comparison operator is going to be working. Right.